Hi, this is my final project for itp404. In this video, I'll go through the list of requirements and talk about how my final project meet all these requirements. For the first requirement, it asks us to have at least 4 routes. So in my final project, I have contact, create, edit, index, and post, these 5 routes. For the second requirement, it asks us to include 4 kinds of AJAX calls. So I implemented the viewing the post route by using the get AJAX call. I implement the delete post by using the delete AJAX call. I also implemented the edit by using the put or patch AJAX call. I also implemented the create by using the post AJAX call. So for the third requirement, also to use Ember's loading and error substates. So as you can see, every time I refresh my page, there's a loading spinner shows up the loading state. Because we're using Mirage, so it's quite difficult to show you the error state. But every time if you hit bad request, it will show up an error on your web page. For the fourth requirement, also has to have some feedback to the user every time a form is being processed. So I implement this in my delete button. So every time you delete a post, it will change from deleting, and after disappear. For the form validation, I included it in my contact row. So if you don't put anything in the field, it will ask you to fill in this field. If you input like random text, it will ask you to input legit email. And if you correctly put into an email, it will help you to create an email and send it to me. And afterwards, we also need to have one reusable component. So I included this in my create route. So basically, in my post, if user doesn't put into anything in the post, it will just show up, please say something more under the text box. If the user type in something, it will just show up how many characters the user has already input. So this component follows the data up actions up, the data down actions up paradigm. So it works fine. For the seventh requirement, also has to have unique title. So if you can see, the home, the create, the contact have all different unique titles. For the eighth requirement, I ask us to include at least one add-on. So I used Ember Moment. So every time you create a new post, it all shows up the exact time you created the post. And also in the About page, the movie was created 130 years ago. This is also created by using this add-on. In the ninth requirement, it says I need to include at least 5 application tests. So let's see. So these are my posts tests. And in the 10th requirement, I also see have at least 5 rendering tests. So these are my rendering tests. So I also passed all the linting tests. So I think my code is cleanly formatted. And also, I used Ember Bootstrap to style my whole project, so to make it has better using experience. And finally, I deploy my project to search.sh. And finally, I also include Travis in my GitHub page. Thank you so much.